We're gonna be playing some Stanley Parable. Or am I live? Okay, so now I know I'm live. Let me just see. Oh yep, thank God I'm live now. Hey guys, what's up? Today we're gonna be playing some Stanley Parable. So Stanley, oh Jesus, there it is, reviewer. Okay, good. So basically, how we're gonna basically play this is I'll get to an area, and I'll have you guys comment to figure out what I should do. So like, what I mean is like, you guys would comment what I should do. Like, should I go left or right? Should I go up or down? Like, this game takes forever to load though, so until then I'm just going to talk about random crap. So, I uploaded a new video today. It's called Reading Your Comments. People liked it so far, I'm assuming. It's your boy, Dank Memes. Alright, okay,
This is the story of a man named
I'm
Stanley.
not going to talk anymore.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of
Every year.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
So I know that the first option is do you
He
want
had
to go
been
through
at
the
his
left
desk
door
for
or the right
nearly an
door?
hour when he
He
realized
tells
that
you to go
not
through the left
one
door,
single
but I can go
order
through the
had
right door,
arrived on the monitor for
or
him to
vice
follow.
versa or whatever.
No
So
one
can you
had
guys just
showed
tell me
up to
what
give
you
him
guys want me to do?
instructions,
Obey or
call a meeting,
or
or
disobey the
even say
narrator?
hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Okay.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Here we go. So, disobey or obey? You know, I'll even put it in here. Disobey or obey. Disobey or obey. I'll just go and sit there for a few minutes, waiting for responses, and if I don't get any, then I'll just make up my own mind. Wait. Begin the game again. It's a little weird.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Okay, here we go. So now you guys can tell me.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So which one do you guys want me to do? Left or right? I'll just go and wait here for responses. Percent. I'm also wondering who's watching anyway. Okay. Just waiting. Actually, I mean, while I'm here, I might as well just fix my resolution because I have my resolution's all screwed up. Okay. Okay, there we go. So, I don't know what was just happening there. Okay, there we go. So now you guys can just tell me obey or disobey. Just wait for an extra second, and then if I don't get a response, I'll just go through. Actually. Okay, we're just gonna sit here for one more minute, and then we'll just one direction. So then this can just give you guys like a basic idea of what I'm trying to do. Okay, we'll just go to the left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So do you guys want me to go up to the boss's office, go down, or go into the broom closet? You guys can let me know. Hello, it's your boy, Dankwick Memes. Okay. Just waiting for a second. Just gonna wait like probably give it like one more minute. Until I'll just make up a decision. Okay, so into
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
guys, I'll
boss's
just go and
office.
just show you guys how this game sort of works first. I'm just gonna go here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, there's two of you watching now. So, just the next time through, I'm just gonna ask if you guys want me to go through the left door, the right door, what you guys want me to do, basically.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Turn it on. Turn on the mind control facility? Is that what you're telling me? It's like once we get to the turn it off or on, turn it on. Sorry, there's just this little Easter egg that you can do, but it requires you to wait. Oh wait, or do you have to? Oh yeah. Sorry, wait, guys. I'm just gonna do this little Easter egg first, and then I'll go ahead and turn on the mind control facility.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I'm just gonna wait because there's this one Easter egg, and requires me to wait here for a second. Did anybody see the reading your comments video that I did? That was actually pretty funny. Okay, here we go. Here's this Easter egg first, and then we'll go ahead and turn on the mind control facility. So if you go back. All the way back here. For it.
No.
Yeah, you did comment.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This jam is lit, yeah, boy. Okay.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, narrator. Screw you. I hate you,
Oh,
narrator.
Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
You know how to stop.
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
Jesus.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Sold? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Sport games. I don't have any. That's my problem.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless, to see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Crap.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending. Just you being blown to pieces.
God help
Will you
me.
cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Okay. That was some pretty hardcore crap right there, but okay. Okay, here we go. So do you guys want me to stay in the office or leave the office? Okay, so do you want me to just stay in the office or go? Oh, the RT button. Oh, okay. Alright, so stay in or leave? What do you think? Which way would you guys like? For me to go over there? Or stay there? Oh, crap.
Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
Okay. Stay in or stay in, leave, stay in, leave, stay in. Okay. Which way would you guys like? Because I don't care either way. Oh, go. Okay.
Someone was
Now,
following Stanley. He
you
was
guys want me
sure
to
of
go
it.
to the right
If he
or
checked
the
over
left?
his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Where will I? Do the story. Which way would you like to go, though? Left door, right door. Left door, right door, left door, right door. Left door, left door. Just waiting for an answer. Left, okay, left. I was like, okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling
So,
a
do you guys
wave
want me
of
to go into the broom
disbelief,
closet?
Stanley decided to go
Go
up to
up
his
or
boss's
down?
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Crap, I just clicked off my live stream. Oh, boss's office, okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, here we go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
So when I go down, do you guys want me to escape or turn off the light? Controller, play with the controller real quick. Let's see. Can't you play this game with the controller? That one's it. I'm trying to just set something up real quick. Keyboard, mouse, extras. I thought you could play this game with a freaking. No, I've done it before. Okay. So do you guys want me to turn it on or off or escape?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No rush, no rush. Turn it off, okay. And this time I won't do that stupid Easter egg thing.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay. Let's turn off that mind control facility, boy.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be
You
true.
can do that by typing
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Now there is one ending that that you guys probably don't know about.
He
which is
refused
why
to
I'm gonna
believe
do
it. He couldn't accept
just
it.
when we
His
first
own
spawned
life
back in
in someone
earlier.
else's control?
You're gonna
Never.
understand.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Okay.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to
All
feel.
the endings are
Whatever life he
one of them
lives,
takes
it
5
will be
hours.
his.
You know that?
And that was all
There's like an
he
ending that
needed to
literally
know.
takes like 5 hours.
It was perhaps
I mean, I might try to
the
do that
only
one on a
thing
different
worth
live
knowing.
stream, but
Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
okay. Next ending, here we go. Or whatever it's doing. Nah, just loading. Okay. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes or no, guys? Yes or no? Yeah, boy. Streaming. So, which way do you want me to go? Do you want me to tell him that I'm already sick of it, or that I'm not? Oh crap, people. Okay. 5 people are watching.
Then in that
Okay.
case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have
shout
happened
it
if you
out.
had told me that you wanted this to stop?
Who'd you
Do
shout
you
it out
think
by?
it would have
Say
been
no, yep.
particularly different?
Everybody tell me
Would
to
I
say
have
no.
taken the same
So-
idea but rephrased it
Say no.
superficially to fit that answer?
Oh,
Perhaps you
crap.
never would even
Oh,
have thought of it if I hadn't brought up
it's
the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now
then
you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky.
Yeah.
Well now,
None of
I
you are
built
lucky.
up the other option so
I'm not
much
either.
that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
And that's it for that one. Let's go and go with yes. Let's see what happens if we go with yes. Oh, crap. Okay.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Game sound is a little loud. Oh. Sorry about that. Let me just... It's just the game itself. Bye. Okay. Bye, mate. Oh, crap. I almost got it this time. Now we'll go with yes.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
So tell me guys when to restart my game. I'll be back in a minute.
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable. and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
This is sort of funny how, like, once this started, like, everybody left. Please, people, come back. Okay, guys, do you guys want me to leave this part and just restart my game? Or what do you guys want me to do? Just waiting to hear in the comments. Oh. Hello? Okay. Get the game again. Okay.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Okay. So which door do you guys want me to go through? The left or the right?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Actually, no, guys, I'll just go through the right
This
door,
was
and
not
then you
the
guys tell
correct
me what
way to
do
the meeting room,
after
and
the
Stanley
right
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had
you guys
really
want me to
been
go to the
worth the
left?
detour after all, just to
You
spend
want
a
me to
few
go
moments
forward?
here in this
And then
immaculate,
once I go to the left,
beautifully
you guys want me to
constructed
go
room.
to the left
Stanley
again,
simply stood
or
here,
keep walking?
drinking it all in.
Or would I go to the forward? Do you guys want me to jump off the forklift?
Yes,
Jump off to the
really,
railing,
really
or
worth it being
stay?
here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Wow, let's just keep going. Let's see what else he has to say about us.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Sheets. My God. Actually, there is this one ending that I think we should try. Since nobody's really saying anything. Here we go.
Stanley, this is me being serious. In fact, this is my serious room. It's where I come to be serious. That table is the most serious table I could find. I looked at many, many tables, hundreds of tables. It's possible I looked at over 1,000 tables. I honestly don't know. The specific number isn't as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked at, this one is the most serious. I relate this story to impress upon you the extent to which this is the most serious room I have, which is why I brought you here. You just tried to activate server cheats, which of course runs the risk of breaking the entire game. You've got no respect for the strict order of scripted narrative events, and I just can't have that. It's time to get serious, Stanley. No jokes, no games. Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in the room. Which is why I'm subjecting you to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the serious room. Perhaps after that, we can talk about the severity of your actions and whether you've learned anything. But until then, serious room. Whoa. Did we not have the talk? Are we not in the serious room this very moment? Did I not tell you how many tables I looked through?
You already have.
I'm going to be conservative and say it was somewhere in the tens of thousands of tables. Any reasonable person would say I spent an absurd amount of time doing nothing but looking at tables, and I genuinely considered each one too. I took a hell of a lot of notes. I kept the notes in a different room. That room is less serious than this one. It's more of a notes room. Again, the point of this story is to convey how serious I feel this cheating issue is. And I'm sure you'll agree with me once you've fulfilled your new punishment. Infinity years in the serious room. I generally have trouble reading human emotions, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're devastated by this crippling new punishment. As well you should be. It's the most serious I could think of. Can you get more serious than that? No, you can't. Don't try.
Alright, we'll try. Cheats. Here we go.
Still no effect. The problem is clearly the serious room. It isn't serious enough.
Very serious, yes.
That's on me, Stanley.
Yes, indeed.
I'm going to the store to look through
Very
more
serious.
tables. Hopefully I find one that conveys how wrong what you're doing is. Now, where did I put those notes?
Oh my god. I'm thinking though, guys, of switching to another game. So, I hope you guys did enjoy. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Alright, guys, we just had to start streaming before we start up the game. I just need to change the title, and we can just get right to it. Alright, sorry, guys. Just need to change the title here. Video manager, sorry guys. It's Dank McMemes, boys. Sorry guys, I didn't think about doing this stuff beforehand. Oh wait, it's calling this the Stanley Parable livestream, isn't it? What is that? Sorry guys, I just need to look at something. Okay, wait. You know guys, we'll be back here in a second.